Well, the second event on the program, the 3-year-olds go around. It's sponsored by Westbead. We're out to 1,200 metres here, and it brings together a small but a pretty classy little field here. We'll look at the last start win of Lucida, who is absolutely flying from the Paul Jordan yard. Also the past runs of the future. Watch Right I Am in the same race really get home well. And then we'll catch up with Steve Parnham, who'll be riding the future for George Daly.
A couple of other runners include, Marty, Storm in the North, who was quite impressive at a trial on Monday. The blinkers go on for this gelding's first run. It was a pretty good trial when coming from back a significant loss when straightening up through the wet conditions to win with something in hand. Dakota Conflict, who also won at the trials on the same day back on Monday. It's only 6 days from the trials, but I'm sure she'll be running a good race first up, Dakota Conflict. My Time, who also trialled on the same day when running second to Elusive Pride. Good trial by My Time. And the other runner is Blesgay, who won on the wet track at Belmont back 2 weeks ago.
The first of the runners we take a look at in this race is Lucida, been in magnificent form for Paul Jordan. She's back there last as they come into the bend. Troy Turner had the ride this day, got it to the middle of the track, and she finishes on well and defeats Teakin, who was a little bit unlucky towards the inside.
4 lengths off the leader, Hotel Giddy Up, who brings them to the home turn. About 550 metres left to go, and he's got them stacked up behind Hotel Giddy Up, who'll bring them around the corner from Impressing Matters. Price Fix goes up third outside Teakin, and Lucida to the outside. So Teakin got held up behind them. Hotel Giddy Up the leader. Here comes Lucida down the centre of the track with Impressing Matters, but Lucida reaches the lead. 175 to go. The favourite skips over a length and a half in front of Impressing Matters, and then Teakin. The tiring Hotel Giddy Up, but it's Lucida racing clear, and here's another favourite coming away. Lucida wins it by a length and a half. Teakin, Impressing Matters ahead away third.
Now we'll go back to the 28th, where 2 runners in this race went around on this occasion. The Future, who was ridden by Stephen Parnham, is up there outside the leader, and the other one is Right I Am. He's back there running last towards the inside, beaten for speed, but he is stepping up to the 1,200 metres this week.
The filly doing it pretty well, Azuri Sky, when they approach the turn, more than a length over the Future. Then 2.5 lengths away, Kim Currency travelling in third place outside of Money Day, being bustled along. A length and a half to Blue Clays outside of La Careuse, and last of all is Right I Am. Azuri Sky nursed down to the 300, the leader. Over a length the break over the Future. Now McGrady is starting to get busy on Kim Currency as the Future quickly goes past Azuri Sky, but Kim Currency in the twinkling of an eye levels up with the Future. The Future kicks. McGrady has to really start to push the fave. Kim Currency now draws level, reaches the lead in the shadows, and Kim Currency won narrowly. Kim Currency over the Future. Close third, Money Day or the fast, finishing Right I Am from back last on the turn.
Wes Cameron caught up with Stephen Parnham during the week, and this is what he had to say about the Future.
Stephen, George Daly's got a youngster called the Future, placed in each of its 3 starts. This looks the race where it could break through.
Yes, he's run the other day. It was the first time I rode him, and he fought on strongly to run second to Kim Currency, who has won 2 in a row now, and he's drawn a good barrier, so he should be very, very competitive.
The reps on Kim Currency are pretty big.
Yeah, it's, well, he's had the 2 starts for 2 wins. They've been impressive, and there was nothing wrong with the Future's run the other day, and I think that he's pretty close to a win.
Drawn favourably, and one good aspect of the draw is the fact that the Future does race up on the speed. He can always put himself into a good position.
Yeah, he can race anywhere. He could be anywhere in the first 4.
Well, selections in race number 2. Unfortunately, we didn't have the trial of Storm in the North, but it was one worth looking at. I thought it was one of the most impressive juvenile trials. They've just turned 3, you've got to remember, here in WA. And Gino Paletti, the horse did trial in blinkers. He's got the blinkers on this horse on Saturday. And he's done enough for me in the trial to warrant an on-top selection. To beat one, Lucida, she's flying at the moment. And I was really impressed with the way Right I Am made up ground. I think the extra 200 metres will suit Right I Am. So unfortunately leaving the Future out of the placings.
For me, Marty, the same one on top, Storm in the North, 2 win. It was a very good trial, but we do have to understand he's taking on a field of raced horses and doesn't have that race experience To run second, number 7, Bleske. She did win on a rain-affected track, which we won't have this week, but she's been freshened for this 2.5 weeks since her last run, so I'll put her in to run second. And to run third, number 1, Lasita. With the 58, Richard Rhodes goes on this week, but I know she's a tricky horse to ride, and Troy Turner did suggest to me if an apprentice takes over, it could be a concern, and that's the reason she carried the 58 last week. So numbers 4, 7 and 1 for me.